Hi everyone and welcome back to Lovely Gardening Bits. Oh, it's gorgeous now. The sun is literally right there. I hope you don't mind me putting my glasses on. That's better. Now I can see what I'm doing. Oh, it's so nice out. It's just been so lovely the last couple of weeks. And yeah, last week I was in Spain, which was also really nice. It was only for a few days, but so much has erupted in the garden, and also I feel like I'm really behind on planting stuff out. And that's something that I need to tackle for next year. It's like one of my learnings. I find that because I'm filming, I kind of tend to save my jobs until the day that I'm filming, and so there's so much that I need to plant out that should have been planted out weeks ago. But listen, it'll be great. I feel like this is a weird growing year. Like things are slow to germinate, slow to grow, and it seems to be across the board. You know, it's not just me who's saying that, which is encouraging. But I kind of just want to get stuck in. Now, before I get stuck into planting, I've lots of like veg and everything to plant. I just want to show you the growth. Like, it's just magic. Let me show you just some of the things that have bloomed since, when did I film? Like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago now nearly. As I said like a previous video, I'm feeling overwhelmed, but the best way to tackle that overwhelm is to take action, get busy. So we're just going to plant stuff. We're going to sow seeds. Like, I'm so behind on sowing my carrot seeds. Usually I sow them the end of May, but I knew I was going to be away and I didn't want them to be, and I knew it was going to be hot as well when I was away and sunny, and I just didn't want them to dry out. But we're going to do that today. Let's get cracking. The foxgloves have just erupted. I didn't know I had that many foxgloves here, so obviously they must be self-seeding. Aren't they gorgeous? Remember the week before last I only had like I think 1 or 2 of these little purple daisies. These are asters, I think. Look at them now, they're just make me so happy. My little Catherine Deneuve geranium is starting to bloom. Encouraging. I do need to plant her out. The nemesia is really blooming. We've got lots of catmint. And then, see this little plant here in the pot? So this is a thalictrum, which I forgot I had. I found it in the greenhouse the other day. And I was like, oh, totally forgot about that. That's really coming up now. That will need to be staked. I might plant that out actually. It's gorgeous. The purple astilbe here is so strong and gorgeous, with a little pink foxglove there. I can hear bees, and the candelabra primulas are still doing well. Now, one of them on the left here was kind of lying down flat on the ground the other day, so I gave it a good water. I just don't think it was watered enough, but it seems to have revived them. And this foxglove is coming on great. Oh, I love it. I do need to plant out the lavender. Look at the little bee. And then my geranium Roseanne, I think that's what's called. She's blooming. I need to plant her out. I really love this pink one here. I need to plant that out too. I think that's mixed in with Sweet William. But I just love the colour of that. I love that it looks like the flowers are floating. The lupins have just come on in leaps and bounds. Now you can see the large ones on the left and on the right are starting to go over. I'm going to cut those back shortly because that will encourage new blooms to come along. But the bees absolutely love them. Don't know if you can see on the top of that bar there, we have a sweet pea. I'm excited. When you look at the colour of it, totally matches with the lupins. But it seems to be doing a good job of holding onto the string, so hopefully we'll be able to do more string. And we've got sweet peas on this side too. I can't remember what colours these are, so these all need to be planted out. And those ones up in that far bed. Because I needed to cut the grass the other day, so I needed to move everything. Now look, my sweet corn is coming on strong. We have some beans here and here. There's another one up the end here, and I also sowed peas in here too, so I'm just going to see what ones come up and see them on the end here, see if they'll grab on. We'll see. Now I think I made a boo-boo when I was planting out these peas. I probably should have pinched off the top, so because since planting them they haven't actually grown up the sticks at all. But anyway, listen, I've got more peas sown, so these need to be planted out too. My little rose bush is erupting in blooms, and there's still so many buds too. Look, aren't they gorgeous? And they smell so strong. I love it. So the bees are going to love that. And then this one, it doesn't seem to be growing out, but it's growing up, and there's lots of buds again. This has lasted now a couple of weeks. I love the colour of it. They smell really nice too. Oh, that's opened since yesterday. That's a calendula cantaloupe, I think. I will say as well that the geraniums here, the pelargoniums, love being here in the sun. They're gorgeous. And the rose bush is looking nice and healthy and glossy leaved, so hopefully we'll get some blooms from that soon. Okay lads, let's get busy. Okay, I cannot take credit for this idea. I saw it on TikTok, I saved it. I'll go and find it and I'll put the girl in the description box if you want to go follow her. But I thought that was a good idea. You know, if you were like short on space, all it is like a bit of like garden twine, a few little nails, just if you didn't have like a trellis or if you didn't want to grow things up like the little tripods. So yeah, delighted with that. Now, as I said, we'll see if they actually grow, because I just left them in the pots for too long. I'm such a bad plant mom. I think I get too ambitious. I just want to do everything. And here is where I planted 3 different tomato plants. Oh, I think there's 2 are the same. These two are orange and that one's yellow, I think. Just thought it'd be nice and kind of bright and colourful. And do you know what I was thinking? So I see here and in that far corner, hold on, that far corner there and here as well, has trading nasturtiums, which I think are said to protect against aphids, or kind of like attract aphids. They're kind of like a sacrificial plant. So I'm hoping that will help with the tomatoes. And I'm wondering now if I'll plant the other tomatoes, some here, because I've more. I sowed seeds there the other day. I don't know if it's too late, sure, we'll see. They've germinated and everything, but I might put those here. And then I have tagetes as well. Hold on, let me show you. These plants on the right are called tagetes, and they're supposed to help protect your tomatoes again from aphids. So should we give it a go? Actually, I have in that little one, I have some cucumbers and peppers. That's what I'll put in that bed as well, in like the large bed. I don't know what I'm doing. We'll see how it happens. we nearly have all of the veg planted out. I know I look like I planted a lot of peas and a lot of stuff in there, and I did, because I don't know if they're going to take or not, because I left them in the pots for so long. I feel so guilty, but listen, we live and learn. Something that I've noticed, so in the long veg bed I have just peat-free compost in there, and it's very dry. I know it's been dry kind of now, and like usually I would water the garden kind of in the evening just to give it time to kind of soak through, but I noticed that when I watered in some of the plants, and I was like, oh, I think I'm going to sow some carrot seeds in the front of that long veg bed. When I started to dig down, it's completely dry underneath, and I have heard that about peat-free compost, that it is harder to keep moist, so I need to get mulch. I think once I have everything in the veg beds, then I'll be able to get like a proper mulch. And yeah, the reason why I'm planting so many peas at once is because I don't know if they're going to grow, I don't know if they're going to take, and I'm going to be able to switch ones in and out, because I have other ones grown on the I forgot I have other ones grown on the windowsill. Yeah, I think the rest of the things in the little trays are flowers, so I think that might be tomorrow's job. I'll figure out what flowers I want to put, because I have like dahlias as well. No, I feel like the veg bed is starting to take shape, so let me just show you what I've planted. Sorry, see this pink rose here? Wouldn't that be gorgeous up the back wall? Obviously if the back wall was either cladded with brick or sponged. That just occurred to me. I just love the colour of the flowers. It's real pink, they're very romantic. So in this veg bed I have a lot of peas. I will probably be switching those out as we finish them up. And then here and here I have tomatoes. I think they're two different types of tomatoes, we'll see. So I planted them quite deep, and then as they grow, fingers crossed, I'll give them support. I usually put like a little bamboo tripod like that. And then in the front we have peppers. So this veg bed is quite hot because it's against the fence, it's against the wall, there's a lot of heat radiating, so I was like, right, I don't want to leave them in the greenhouse just because it's too hot in there. We'll see how they get on. So on the end up against the fence we have climbing beans, I think. I can't remember. Maybe they're broad beans, I don't know. And then I put 2 cucumbers either side of this to see if they'll grow up. And then I was like, oh sure, listen, I have loads of extra space. I'll put in some of the peas that I think might not make it. We'll see what happens. I don't know. So now I have 3 more tomato plants. So what I'm thinking is, this is probably too much or too squashed, but we'll see. I'm thinking I might put the 3 along here and then keep this room, or maybe like 2, 2 and 1. And then have this space for carrots. I think that's what I'll do, because I have 2 sets of carrots. Let me show you. I've got these carrots. I grew these last year and we had great fun playing Guess the Carrot. My nephew came up with that game where you had to guess what colour you were going to pull up, and if you guessed right you got to eat the carrot, and if you guessed wrong you got to eat the carrot. So it was literally a win-win situation. But he had so much fun, and I grew those in that veg bed there, so I'm not going to put the same thing in the same bed, but I'm thinking I might put those there. I have these little guys, short and sweet. Now it says here perfect for containers, so maybe I'll try and grow them in a container. How long do they get? 3 to 4 inch long carrots. Ah yeah. Actually yeah, I'll try those in a container and see if they work. Might need to get a container, or I'll see what I have here. It might be a matter of putting them in a couple of different containers just for room. Actually, I wanted to show you before I planted these tomatoes. I don't know if you noticed me doing it in the other ones, but I'm taking off these bottom leaves and any suckers that it has, because I'm going to plant it up to about there, and the roots will all come out of here, so you'll get an extra strong plant. What one is this one? Ah, limoncito. I've taken off, oh no, there's a sucker there. So see the way this is the main stem here. This is the side shoot, it goes at a right angle, and this little guy here coming out the 45 is a sucker. So we're going to take that off. Take that off. It just means that the energy will be sent up here rather than send them out to grow those little suckers. veg beds are coming together nicely. Yes, I've probably packed too much in there. I'll never learn. Happy now, I think, with the way things are laid out for now. And like, if I see any like vegetable plugs and stuff on my trip to the garden centres that I'm not going to do, then so be it. But no, I think I've packed in as much as I could. I thought that I was filming me planting in all of those 3 tomatoes, but I did the first 2, looked at the viewfinder and was like, no, pointing up that way. But yeah, with those tomato plants, as they need support, I'll stick in the bamboo tripods. I put in 1 tagetes in here in this veg bed, and then 2 up in the end. And then I might get some marigolds to help protect them from the aphids as well. I know Catherine was saying to embrace the aphids, but I just want to embrace my tomatoes more than the aphids. Especially since I left them in their pots for so long, I feel like I need to give them a chance at fulfilling their destiny. And then as well, don't know if you noticed, the seed packet says to plant or to sow the carrot seeds in pre-watered drills. Did the drills, didn't pre-water them, so I had to kind of do like a fine mist over the top. I was going to use the watering can, but that I think would just disperse the seeds too much, so the little mister on the end of the hose did the job. And yeah, I'll come out and water everything this evening just to help it soak, because it's hot. No complaints, it's a nice breeze. But lads, I'm a farmer, I have crops. Anyway, I think that's it for now. I might be back tomorrow, going to a lovely event actually tomorrow. I might insert some footage after this. My friend Joanne is launching her 2nd book. I bought her first one years ago before we were friends. We're internet friends, but we haven't met in real life as well. Actually, she was with us at the salvage yard that day. Oh my god, that woman is so talented and has an eye for colour and design. I'll leave it linked below if anybody wants to buy it. But actually, yeah, I might bring you along to the event tomorrow. The garden's getting nice and full now. This is what I like, to be surrounded by plants. I love that. I just feel the better of that now. It's so good for the soul, getting the hands filthy dirty. And I can keep hearing the bees over the lupins. Do you know what I feel like the garden's missing? Bamboo. I think I'd love bamboo behind the swing maybe. Just for like the noise. And stop, no. I'm not going to a garden centre. Anyway, lunchtime. Lads, this is Joanne, my pal. You saw her at the salvage yard there a couple of weeks ago, but look, she has a brand new book. Hold your book. Your child, your
Very heavy.
So come here.
Full of knowledge.
What can people find in there? Tell me.
There's 25 projects, but then there's everything that you need to know about painting furniture, like so how to source, how to prep, how to prime, all the key stuff.
See, this is, I don't know anything. I'm always saying to Joanne, I need to paint something. What do I need to do? And now it's going to be in there.
It's like a Bible.
But you know what? I actually bought your first book before we were internet friends.
No way.
I bought your book and I still have it at home. And because, like, when you see the colours that she uses in her projects, and like, I don't know, you were sending me kind of like little sneak peeks of projects, and I was like, how do you think of these things? Your mind works in a different way than I.
Extra furniture, my mind.
But she'll see something and she'll be like, see this is going to be a necklace.
Your clock.
But anyway, I'm going to leave her book linked in the description box below, and oh, you're going to love it. Yay! The hair's not cooperating today. It's very humid out, like so humid, but no complaints. I think there was a tiny bit of rain earlier. So yeah, I didn't do an intro before Joanne's event because I was just trying to get myself organised. As I said in yesterday's footage, she is just so creative, right? To the point that I thought we were going to be painting plant stands, but no, she got old furniture legs and turned them into candlestick holders. I don't know how she thinks of these things. So she had painted there for us as well that are in her signature colours. I'll actually link her Instagram below because I know she's going to be sharing more about that coming up. But it's just so much fun. And see, this is out of my comfort zone. So like there are some times where I'll bring Catherine, or she'll be invited to a beauty event and she'll go, "Are you going?" And I'll be like, "Yeah." Or if she says, "Are you going?" And I go, "No." She's like, "Yeah, no, me neither." So she has been into my kind of beauty world, and then today I got to go into her world. And to be honest though, I know loads of the gang anyway from the kind of DIY upcycling world in Ireland, so it was great to see them, but then it was also great to meet new people too. It was just so much fun. It was just such a chilled way to spend a couple of hours on a Saturday morning. And you will see from the footage, I was trying to film bits as I was painting. I didn't know what I was doing. I had no plan of action, and you'll be able to see. And then I'd paint some and then I'd sit and chat. And then I'd be like, oh, maybe it needs more. So I was like, Paul, take the absolute paint away from me. Just let this be now. But it was just such a gorgeous morning. And I will leave Joanne's book linked below if you want to pick it up. Anyway, I think that's it for this week's video. I will see you in next week's garden video where I'm going to be planting out more flowers. I still haven't decided what I'm going to do with the big barrels yet. I'll think about that tomorrow. But I hope you have a lovely Sunday. I hope you get to get out into the garden, do bits. And that's what, remember what I said earlier, if you feel overwhelmed, just tackle one small thing. Just take action, just do something and you'll feel the better of it. I need to go out and like look at my plants to see if they've established since yesterday. I know. Anyway, see you next week.